Sorry, Jesus. Hey, this is David Simonich from Signs of the Swarm, and you're listening to Blue. Ugh, God damn it.
Yes.
Hey, this is David Simonich from Signs of the Swarm, and you're listening to Damn it. God. Okay, let me get this for real. I can't look at you. I'm covering you up for a
All
second.
right.
Hey, this is David Simonich from Signs of the Swarm, and you're listening to oh my God, the brutally delicious. God damn it. Oh, okay. One more time. I got it. Hey, this is David Simonich from Signs of the Swarm, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
One, two, three, four. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
This is 70,000 Tons of Metal, the original, the world's biggest heavy metal cruise. 60 bands, 4 days, 1 cruise ship, only 3,000 tickets. It's like having an all-access backstage pass. January 29th to February 2nd, 2026. From Miami, Florida to Nassau, the Bahamas, and back. 70,000 tons of metal. What are you doing next winter?
Good to see you again. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Holy fuck, man. What a great record.
Thank you.
Now that it's done and complete and ready for release, are you excited? How excited are you guys about it? And what's been the initial response?
Honestly, everybody's been losing their mind over the singles we put out. And honestly, I'm beyond thrilled to get this out and just get the weight off my shoulders and just get it all out there. You know what I mean?
How long have you been sitting on it?
Since January.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, I've been sitting on this thing for a while now.
So it's nice to finally see it come to light.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's been like kind of grueling just sitting on this awesome material. You know what I mean? Like it just I'm very excited to get it out. I'm just ready for everyone to hear the hidden gems in the record.
So let's stop there for a second. What's a hidden gem to you?
A hidden gem is a song that should have been a single, but it wasn't. You know,
But I'm sure you had no choice on that one. So,
well, no, actually, like it was kind of a group decision. You know what I
oh,
mean?
really?
Yeah, we had this like dry erase board, and we like put a bunch of stuff in the hats, and we had a producer pick the how many got the votes.
What
So,
song was it?
a hidden gem for me was Creator. I really like that song. I feel like it's a good conclusion. I like doing like a beginning and end single. Um,
Right.
like I feel like that it's always good to kind of do that, but our singles that we chose were kind of a little more top heavy this time around, which I'm stoked about. I love all the songs on the record. So just a different take than my usual, you know.
Yeah. So is it me, or does this record seem a bit heavier than previous records? I mean, it's
I
pretty
mean,
blistering.
it is that we were trying to kind of hone in on like what the band used to do. That we feel like that the last record we were focused on just writing catchy bangers. We wanted to
Right.
carry that on to this record, but also bring that old traditional science sound, like writing styles from like Absolver and Vital Deprivation. We really wanted to kind of bring some light to some older science stuff.
Right. So it was a conscious effort then.
Yeah, exactly. We felt like that the last record we kind of leaned a little more metalcore esque on some parts,
Mhm.
and this time around, I definitely like to say we like to hone in on the heavier influences in our lives, like the hardcore demographic, like more death metal-y, like Iron Sacrament. Like that's like a death metal anthem, in my opinion.
Were you concerned that the original fans or your previous fans or your fans in general wouldn't take the full brutal journey with you?
Honestly, I don't think so. I feel like that our fans like majority of what we put out. Sometimes we'll throw out a little experimental guy, like Unbridled, for example. That was a little experiment, and fans weren't too keen on it, but Hindsight, it's still a great song, you know. Sometimes I feel like musicians need to kind of branch out and try to do some different stuff that's against the norm, you know, just to see if there's any new direction that they could start taking, you know.
Right. So I think when I'm listening to it, it's a little less, forgive me for saying it, but degenty
Yeah.
and more, I guess what you're saying along the deathcore lines, right?
Yeah, we really wanted to kind of have our deathcore bones really show on this record. Um, Bobby always likes to say, the sign sound is whenever I put vocals on something and somebody can identify it easily just from my voice. But there are times where I feel like that the instrumental backbone definitely needs to be as aggressive as my actual tonality that I put towards the music.
Yeah, and I my reviewer Joel reviewed this record for the podcast, and one of the things he mentioned it was, and again, forgive me, but less of the or more controlled use of the pig squeal kind of thing, and more of the deathcore, and that was intentional.
Yeah. Yeah. I really wanted to lean into more of like the deathcore realm of things. Also, I really wanted to showcase my hardcore influence. I grew up in Pittsburgh hardcore scene. And I feel like that was like that influence was lacking in my previous records. So I really wanted to kind of hone in on that and kind of showcase it in this record. I'm very grateful that it came out the way that I was hoping because, like Scars Upon Scars, for example, that's really hardcore driven, real like kind of like beat down, quote unquote, you know.
Right.
Um, and that's like the stuff like I grew up on, like Unit 731, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like Those Who
Yeah.
Fear. Grew up on that shit, man, and I really wanted to bring that element to this record of that influence, you know.
So we're talking about harder, heavier, more pissed. Is there at the bottom of it all or at the core of it all, is there a message you want your fans to take away from after listening to this record, like some overarching theme or
I want people, whenever they listen to this, to take this and realize that if they're being more true with themselves, that their happiness will come. That's something that, like, I'd like to think of like the title track, "To Rid Myself of Truth." Um, that song is genuinely about just like separating connections with people that you love and that love you, even though it's a self-destructive, uh, imposed isolation. Um, I really, I really want people to kind of like soul search whenever they listen to this record, and maybe something that I'm saying applies to their lives and it will help them kind of grow. I know I just referenced Scars Upon Scars, but that's one of the songs that really put my heart on my sleeve, and I opened up and talked about my addiction. I've had a past addiction with alcohol and other substances, and I really I wanted people to be able to latch on to that because I know it's a very common ground. A lot of people don't like talking about that kind of stuff,
sure.
you know, and I felt like it was time to like rip off that band-aid for myself and kind of get a little vulnerable and show that,
You
you
ever
know.
feel you were too vulnerable though?
Nah, nah. I feel
Not
like
worried about it at all.
no, not at all. Some people have reached out to me and been like, dude, I didn't know you hit it pretty well. You know what I mean?
Right.
And honestly, like, I hope that shows my character of me trying to grow as a human being, you know? And that's what I hope to encourage is just people to grow and to continue chasing after their aspirations and kind of cut those weights that are holding them back, you know?
I think it's a great topic and I think it's very timely and I think it's really, I guess, contradictory, almost ironic that it's so zen but so fucking heavy and so fucking pissed at the same time, right? That's a weird line to straddle.
See, like, I feel like that it's a weird line, but it's how you say it, you know? And
Yeah.
I guess,
Oh,
like,
I'm not making fun of you at all. I'm 100% on this record, but I mean
yeah,
you
I'm not
think about the
saying
two
that you are. I'm
contradictions.
not saying that you are. I'm just saying that I feel like that releasing the pissed offness of holding back and like keeping that all contained, you know,
Yeah.
I feel like releasing it in a positive way could help people in a positive way, you know.
Yeah, sure. But how does it affect you then when you have to sing these songs every night, knowing how cathartic they were and how you're reliving that trauma or whatever you're putting into
See,
it.
there are times where like I won't play certain songs. Like there's a song off Absolver called Dreaming Desecration. We brought that back up after not playing it for a while, and this was after my mother died, and that song was about my childhood growing up
Mhm.
in kind of like a bad circumstance, and I couldn't have the heart to keep playing it. So that's
Right. That's
kind
what I'm
of
saying.
one
It's
that's
got to be
gonna
tough,
go.
right?
Yeah, it soul searching and putting into an art form and giving it to people, it can be complicated, you know, and sometimes like you don't know how complicated it could be until you're in that position. I hope
Right.
that there's not songs on this record that have that type of weight to them in the future. Um, but right now, I've already played a lot of these songs live, and I haven't had those feelings. It felt more empowering to kind of scream at thousands of people, you know,
Right. Right.
um, just talking about how I fucked my life up, you know, and sometimes it's good to release that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think everybody goes through it, so it's sort of universal, right? We all fuck ourselves up.
That's what I'm saying, you know, and I just really hope that me shedding this truth to people, like they get that strength from me somehow, you know. Not sure if it will. Some people might be like, "Oh, these are just songs," you know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, but I mean,
this
you're gonna
guy's
get
just
that too. But
yelling,
how
you know.
humbling is it to get those emails or to see somebody come up to you after a show and say, "Holy shit, you saved my life with this song," or "I know what you went through," or
That's
whatever.
happened of quite a buttload of times, to be honest. And I honestly never know what to say. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like it's because, like, in a way, this music's saving my life. You
Right.
know, I predicted my life to be nothing like what it is today,
Right.
and I just really hope that I could keep like holding on to this strength and moving forward. But anytime anybody brings this stuff up to me and tells me how their music changed their lives or impacted it in such a powerful way, I feel blessed because
Yeah.
like it's actually like what I'm trying to do here. Because like I could write about anything. I could write about how fucked up the world is. I could write,
Right.
and
Sure.
there's so much shit that would fit the metal demographic, but no one's being honest anymore. You know, and I feel like that's a powerful tool of mine for this record is just being very honest and vulnerable and just being real.
I think you're 100% right. And I think that organicness, if that's a word, or the immediacy of what you're saying, getting people really latch onto. I mean, and it doesn't even have to be this like super heavy stuff because I'm a real big fan of this sort of black metal neo folk Sylvain she's out of Norway, and it's emotional as hell and you can connect to it, and it's so I think that's quite important.
Yeah, I definitely agree because I will say that I've been seeing all these bands coming up and making some noise in the scene and stuff, and like whenever I listen to their music, I don't hear the emotion behind it at all. It just
Yes.
it's
Formulaic.
just exactly, you know, like it's a bummer because I
Mhm.
remember like heavy came from being emotionally heavy or a heavy topic
Right.
to
Something
talk
in your
about.
gut.
That's
Right.
what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like it's really lacking in this generation. I truly do. I feel like everybody's trying to be the next big thing instead of
Right. But
just
I think
focusing
what
on
you're
being an
saying is,
artist.
yeah, and I think what you're saying is what really connects to people. I think
Yeah.
in the end, right? Because all the superficiality and whatever goes away, and you connect with the bands that really, or the music that really, speaks to you at some point.
Right. Like, I like all of my songs are stories from my life in some shape or
Mhm.
form. And I I pray that they connect with people because not everybody has lived the same path that I have,
Sure.
you know,
But there
but
are people who have.
that's what I'm saying. Like I've walked many paths and I think that a lot of the paths have crossed in with other people. I've gotten since I released Scars Upon Scars, I've gotten maybe 30 to 40 plus messages of just like you being able to talk about this had me go to an NA meeting, had me put
Right.
down the bottle, and
That's heavy.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just like, dude, I'm very glad that I was able to do this, and I hope that you could keep the strength to keep going.
Fuck
Um,
yeah.
like it's even kind of pushed me into a direction where like I know cannabis isn't really that big of a deal to some people, but
Right.
there was a side of me where I felt like I traded my vices. One of my close friends actually brought this up to me, and they seen how much I was smoking, and it made me really dwell on it. And I was like, maybe I am. And then I took a step back and I dropped that too. And I have this new sense of clarity that I'm unable to describe, to be honest.
Does that
But
does that induce a whole bunch of creativity then?
honestly, I've already been writing my next record. I've been working on a
Right.
bunch of stuff.
Right.
And that it's like an untasteful clarity. It's like it's seeing the bigger picture now, um, and it's scary, Uh, but like I feel like it's important to see that scary picture sometimes.
Oh yeah. And I think metal's really good vehicle for doing that sort of thing, right? For driving those points home and to the more seriousness stuff. And
Yeah, like honestly, I I I like keeping a serious tone. There's a lot of people out there that like make memes and stuff like that,
you
and
know,
I don't play into that whole create content creator role of that. I like to just stick to the real business. Sometimes I'll like do the content creating stuff, you know what I
sure, I
mean?
mean it's
It's
a
part of it.
necessity at some point, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's part of the gig essentially, but I try
Yeah, I
to
gotta do the same thing.
I hone on the seriousness of it though, like where I'm talking about like vinyls that are coming out, or I'll do a vocal cover of like a band that I'm supporting. Like I just
Right.
released one today. We're doing the Chelsea Grin tour in Europe, and I ended up covering "Suffer in Hell, Suffer in Heaven," um, one of my favorite songs off that record. But yeah, like I try to dwell on the seriousness because like I feel like whenever people make a joke of like our demographic in our industry, I feel like it's such a huge sign of disrespect to everybody that paved the ground for us to run on.
No, I 100% agree. And I think I know we're in a rabbit hole here, so
Oh
bear
yeah,
with me.
I love being in the rabbit hole.
Okay, good. And I think people from the outside don't understand any of that, right? You're just screaming and you're just whatever. But I mean, listen to what we're talking about. We're talking about like real life and real emotions and real things
Right,
and not pop fluff.
right, yeah, because like I don't know, it really drives me nuts. Really, like whenever I'm seeing people just write about killing people and like yeah, like there's times where like it's fun to do like a poetic take on something and
Right.
but like just like what's the fucking point? Like your music probably won't survive.
Right. And in the end, I think in the shitty culture we're living in and our whole world environment, there's need for some sort of hope or catharsis and I think that's what deathcore and even more specifically Signs of the Swarm provide, right?
Yeah, I'd like to think that 100%,
Right.
at least try to aim for that.
Right. All right, so let me swing this back to Signs of the Swarm because we're going to be running out of time shortly. What do you guys have planned for touring? Are you hitting the road?
Yeah, we have our headline tour coming up. That's with Mental Cruelty, 1056, Carcosa, and Face Yourself.
Oh, all
And
those have been on the show.
oh, hell yeah. They're all great bands, all great
Yeah,
people. I'm very blessed to be able to say that I'm friends with almost every single person of every band, just from touring or going to
right.
shows and seeing them and everything. So
Is there a
I'm
Richmond
very
date in there by chance?
Richmond. Shit, hold on, I gotta look. Sorry, I got
No,
that.
no, but I can look it up. Don't normally take your
Yeah,
time, but
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
look it up. If there's a
yeah.
Richmond, I'd love to come
I
down and
actually believe that
check.
there is a Richmond date. So if there is one, let us know. And
Yeah, I'll come
or
down and check you out.
yeah, I'll guest list you, hang out.
Yeah, all good. So if fans want to find you guys, then how can they do so?
Oh, you can find us everywhere. We're on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, anywhere you could think of that there's music streaming, we're there. If
Okay.
you really want to dive into Signs of the Swarm, you could go to signsoftheswarm.com. You could join our email list, get a bunch of notifications whenever stuff comes in, new merch. Um,
Okay.
yeah. But after the headline tour, we're doing that Chelsea Grin tour I was talking about, and that's
Right.
wrapping up our year and kind of a heavy workload for the end of the year. Usually, just kind of like we're either out in October, November, and then we're off for like Christmas. But pretty much from October to Christmas time, we're going to be running all over from North America to Europe to the UK. So I'm very excited to get back over there.
Yeah. I mean, busy's good though, right? In this business.
Oh yeah, if you ain't busy, you ain't doing nothing, you know.
That's 100% right. Did I miss anything you want to cover?
No, honestly, we covered a lot and we fell down
Yeah,
a
I know.
nice rabbit hole where I feel
I
like that everyone will be able to take something from that,
good.
truly.
I sometimes apologize for that because it just goes where it goes, and
Well,
I
that's
have
what I
questions
like.
prepped, and then I kind of just talk. So
Honestly, I like it. I like the more interactive conversations than just like just going down the list,
yeah, yeah.
because most of those questions I've already answered.
That's what I'm saying, and we kind of built the show on that premise that if you want to know the name of where the name of the band came from, you can go look 20 other places.
That's what
We're
I'm
not going to talk
saying,
about that here.
I'd rather talk about the nitty gritty of what's going on here,
Awesome.
and I really appreciate you taking the time with me. Seriously.
Oh no, awesome. I love this record. Great talking with you, David. I really
No,
do
thanks
like the
for
record,
having me.
and I hope I see you in Richmond. Please send that
Yeah.
thing to me so I can get it on there.
No, I'm literally going to do it as soon as we get off here. I promise.
Awesome. You rock, my friend.
All right. You too. Catch you
Cheers.
later.
Be well.